Yo, what's going on, Team Tweety? I hope you're all super well. Took the day off from vlogging yesterday. I just wanted to kind of get myself right, and I'm feeling good to pick up the camera again and take you guys through this journey again. Goodbye! Papa Tweety, I think he's having his lunch out there. But we're heading off to the park now. I got some pretty interesting news that I'm going to take you guys through a little bit later on. We're in contact with a club over in the UK in the 8th division, which, yeah, it's not the highest, but it's definitely, man, I feel like the UK, any sort of division is a good place to start. But that's 8th division. We'll see what happens. It's very kind of up in the air at the moment. The coach looked at my CV and he looked at my highlights video. He said that he was interested. He just needs to speak with the club. So again, it just comes back to more waiting and times. You just hope that you're making the right decision all the time, but you never know. A couple of you guys have said, oh, Sheldon, you should have done this. You should have gone to Thailand back in December. And in hindsight, yes, maybe I should have, but I'm a big believer. You make the decision in the moment and you do what feels right and you don't look back. Yeah, maybe I should have gone to Thailand in December, but you know what? That's too bad. I didn't. What am I gonna do now about that? There's literally nothing I can do about not going to Thailand in December. It's gone, it's done. Forget about it. Let's move on. That's how I live my life. And you always make the right decision at that time and forget what's behind you, man. Anyway, off to the park. Sam's coming down, so let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna get into today's session. We got a passing drill with some dribbling as well, and then a couple of shooting drills, which will be good. So I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of getting hotter, I feel, the more we stay in the sun, but we got to get to work, man. Now, I've seen a few of you guys comment, and I've had a fair few messages as well saying, Sheldon, where do you get these Nike Strike balls? Man, I got them from Ultra Football simply because the deal that I got, it was like you bought 15 of them and you got 25% off, but you can kind of get them from anywhere. I think if you do a big bulk buy, which is what I did, it's a big investment, then you'll get them much cheaper. And maybe, like, if you don't want 15, you could probably sell a couple to your mates for a bit cheaper, make some of the money back. I mean, I was even thinking if you bought 15 of these, you could sell them for maybe like $27 online. I'm not really sure. And you could make a bit of money. I had to think about that one. But yeah, we're going to get into the session. Oh man, having all of these, it's just so much better. Way better. Nice, good finish. Yeah, good. Yep. 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 Dealt with, buddy. Get that top spin now. Oh. Session is done. We're now down to the phone camera. The Canon 80D broke the LCD screen. The Canon G7X ran out of battery, so the iPhone is what we're on now. What do you think of today's session?
Good set, I reckon.
Which shot was your favourite? Oh, we only did 2.
And the passing, but...
Yeah, well, okay, yeah. The passing or the shooting?
Shooting was good. I liked the first time, because, like, that's probably the most common shot you're going to take, right?
I'd say, like...
Depends what your position
yeah, for us, but, like, that's a likely shot we're going to take, because running in behind, it's... You know, that's going to happen. We have to hit it first time. We have to create the scenario of the goalkeeper. Finished off with a few free kicks as well, just to kind of improve on that. I want to keep smashing out my free kicks. We went for an hour and about 8 minutes. That's what my Fitbit's saying. I'm really liking this thing. They need to sponsor me. I'll give you a few updates on that, because I can also say what my max heart rate was. I don't think it went too high today, but I got to go get some food because I'm also in a kind of new eating routine. But anyway, good stuff, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk about the food later. I basically just made myself up a pomegranate with yogurt meal. I'll talk on my sort of new eating routine later on tonight before I head off to Lucy's. But something I want to chat with you guys about right now is the possibility of going to England. I'm going to have to wait a couple of days before I hear back. I truly think it's going to be a good opportunity, even if it's just for the last half of the season and then we look elsewhere, because it means I can play games. And I think a lot of people, like, they say, Sheldon, you need to be playing games. You're not playing games at the moment. The fact is, nobody in Australia has played games since I last played my last game. No, like, there might have been 1 or 2 trial games, but that's like one of the biggest problems with Australia. You get like 22 games in a season. So it's absurd. It's crazy, man. But look, if that team doesn't work out, my mate who I'm speaking with said there may be a possibility to go to some other teams. But hey, we just got to see. This one looks positive, and it's going to be difficult because obviously it's not professional, so I have to fund it, and I might get paid a little bit of money, I might not, but it means I got to work damn hard on Stepzz and try and make that grow, because I need to be able to support myself if I do go over. And it's why I always say, like, I got these Tommy Hilfiger shoes on that you guys can see there. I didn't buy those. Lucy got them as a present for Christmas for me. I never, like, what was the last thing I bought? Man, I don't even know the last thing I bought for myself. Oh, the balls. The footballs were probably the last thing and that was football related. That was an investment in myself. Man, I never spend money on myself, so that if something like this comes up where I know it's not going to be a professional contract and I'm going to have to support myself a little bit, I got money in the bank to kind of make sure that I can survive over there. And that'll be another investment to go, all right, we're going to invest some money in living over there and paying for food, paying for rent, paying for everything else to have the opportunity to play there and see what comes of it. So look, we'll see what happens, but yeah, that's kind of the latest I know. I think I'll know more maybe tomorrow. Slim chance of tomorrow. Should know more the day after tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm just uploading my video at the moment, and then I'll catch you guys at Lucy's. All right, we are off. I was actually just reading through the comments, and someone, if you guys remember, I think it was 2 days ago, how I showed you guys my posture, how it was really bad. It's actually called anterior pelvic tilt. He said that he had the same problem, and I asked him to send me a link to the video that helped him get fixed. So I looked at that video. There's a few exercises that I need to be doing, so I'll start that tomorrow. Because in that video, they said if you have an anterior pelvic tilt, it affects your squat form and your deadlifts, and like when you're doing those heavy loads, it's putting more weight onto your lower back, which is never good. And maybe that's why I'm struggling to do those squats, because of my posture. And it's kind of like placing the pieces of the puzzle together rather than going, Sheldon, you're doing the squat wrong. It's about these other pieces of the puzzle, and it's so interesting. So pelvic tilt, time to pelvic untilt. Oh, also big shout out to Sam Dugan for that one. This is Rosie's little hideout. How you going down there? You good? Just chilling? Killing? Right, we've had dinner. What did we have? It was sausages,
potato bake, corn,
salad. And then we had some fruit and ice cream for dessert. Ooh. And we also got Rosie.
We also ate Rosie.
What? Rosie's chilling over there. But I have a new eating routine, which I've kind of told you about, which is I eat food and then I set a timer for anywhere from 2 to 3 hours and then eat more food. So it was kind of funny today because when I was at the park, my timer went off. Then I went home and I had something, I forget.
Yogurt?
No, I had sushi and I felt sick the amount that I ate. And then
Alright.
I set my timer. As soon as I finished, I went, all right, I got 2 hours because dinner was at 7. And so I had to have something at about 6 o'clock. So I went, all right, 2 hours, set the timer. And then I ate at 6. Right before I left, I had some yogurt and yogurt and pomegranate. And then came over and ate more food. And so it's like the pomegranate and the yogurt, it's not heaps of calories. It might be like 300, but it's about getting that extra food in. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's good because then you like don't forget for one,
Yeah.
and only eat when you're hungry, and then you'll train your body to want food every 2 hours, I guess.
Exactly. And I think
my
that was,
guess.
yeah, that was kind of the thing because it's like I'll eat, I'm like, I can wait another hour.
Right.
But if I be diligent and go, all right, 2 hours, or depending on what it is, like today it had to be 2 hours before the dinner, and then, you know, if it's 7 o'clock we have dinner, I'd probably want to eat at 9 o'clock. So it's about kind of working that out. But I think it's a good way to go about it.
Yeah, I
make
think so.
sure-
Then it gets into routine.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people, I've seen it before, people say, oh yeah, eat every 3 hours, but as soon as I finish my last mouthful, bang, timer on, and it's just getting that routine. So
Yeah.
it's good, but we're gonna head off to bed. You got work tomorrow. I'm gonna hit the gym tomorrow and maybe a park session, we'll see. But that's gonna be it. 10 to 8. I'm signing out. Make sure you like and share, subscribe, and hit join. I'll see you around the video. Bye.